I visited the most important place on planet Earth, Washington, D.C. And that's right, we stayed right next door to the White House, Hotel Washington. Now, right from the airport, we Ubered to our hotel. On the way, the first thing you're gonna see is the Washington Monument. You can see that thing from pretty much anywhere in the city. Now, the White House, this is only my second time here, but it's been over 20 years since I've been here, so a lot of things have changed. The front of the White House, you can still, go up to the fence and take footage and pictures. This right here is the White House. Now, the back of the White House, they completely shut down that one road, so you're a little bit further away than you used to be able to get to the back of the White House. Secret Service, police officers are absolutely everywhere. And yes, I did ask to take a picture with Secret Service. They said they were not allowed. Now, you can also see the Capitol from pretty much everywhere in this city. The city is just incredibly symmetrical. It's like every street lined up. You could see the Washington Monument, the Capitol, the Lincoln Memorial, the White House. It's all lined up everywhere you look. And this area of the city is actually really clean. Now, we went to museums, monuments, memorials, the Federal Bureau of Engraving, Georgetown. We even hit up a Cincinnati Reds versus the Washington Nationals game. But the easiest way for us to get around, as opposed to taking like trolley tours, bus tours, or even Model T car style tours, we actually just got electric bikes ourselves. Now, they are $1 to unlock, and I think they're around 50 cents per minute, so it does add up, but we were able to go through the bike lanes, hit up all the monuments ourselves, stay as long as we want, get off anytime we want, and get back on the bike and go to the next monument. So that was pretty nice. Kind of glad I didn't pay for like a trolley tour or a bus tour or something like that. So definitely would recommend the scooters or the electric bikes if you're able to ride those. Now, we did see the Lincoln Memorial. That was one of my favorites. I remember seeing this, over 20 years ago when I was in 8th grade, and I was just so fascinated with it. This is the spot where MLK gave his speech. I mean, so many iconic moments at the Lincoln Memorial, and of course, rest in peace, the Lincoln penny. The reverse of the penny, of course, once featured this Lincoln Memorial. Now, we also went to the World War II Memorial, the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, the Korean War Veterans Memorial, the MLK statue memorial there, and we even went right down the street from our hotel to Ford's Theater. This is where Abraham Lincoln was shot, and right across the street at this house is where Abraham Lincoln took his last breath. We did get back on the bikes. We headed straight to the Capitol building. Now, in this area by the U.S. Capitol, you're going to see, the Supreme Court, the House of Representatives, the Library of Congress. Now, unfortunately, the Supreme Court was under construction, so, didn't really get good footage of the outside of that building. We didn't go in any of these buildings. That's maybe for another trip. We didn't get to tour the White House either. You have to actually do that like 3 months in advance to go through security screening and all that stuff. So if you want to do the White House tour, definitely make sure you do it at least 90 days prior, signing up for that. Now, there's all kinds of memorials and stuff throughout the city, of course, that are much smaller, buildings that are much smaller as well. But yeah, actually the first museum that we went to was the Smithsonian National Museum of Natural History. This was pretty cool, obviously in the movie. So that was the movie The Night at the Museum. So that's kind of where we were, right there in the lobby with the animals and all that good stuff. There are all kinds of other little museums that kind of veer off throughout this whole building. So it is a pretty massive place. There's a lot of walking, so I wouldn't recommend driving or parking a vehicle in this area of DC. Honestly, the electric bikes just made out so well for us. So yeah, we were able to go to these museums. This was the first stop here at the Smithsonian National Museum of Natural History. Now, right next door, we also went to the Smithsonian National Museum of American History. This was one of my favorites, just so much cool stuff. We actually got to go into the coin vault here. This is awesome. We got to see gold coins, paper money. I mean, it was just incredible the amount of history for currency that they had there and stuff that is just worth a fortune. So that was one of my favorite spots to visit in the National Museum of American History. Now also, we got to go to the White House Visitor Center. That was actually right across the street from our hotel. That was okay. It's not like anything spectacular. They do have items that have been in the White House from former presidents and things like that, and they have a little gift shop and things that you can buy that's kind of related to the White House, but still some cool items in the White House Visitor Center. It's absolutely free. Most of these museums are going to be free. Some charge $1. A lot of them, of course, encourage any donations while you're there, but that is a good thing. Most of the museums are actually free. The bad thing is they're very large museums. They're kind of spaced out. Some of them are closer together than others. Ones that we did not get to go to that I would like to go to in the future is the Air and Space Museum. There's also Native American Museum, African American museums, African American art, the Smithsonian Museum Store, all kinds of different art gallery museums and things like that as well. So I'm not really too much into the art stuff, but some of the other museums I would like to visit on the next trip. We didn't get to go to Arlington Cemetery. I have been there before, but you know, it's just one of those things. We just didn't have enough time. It was a very, very busy day. Every single day we did not stop. So you really got to hammer down and do stuff all day. I do recommend going back to the hotel, maybe take an hour, hour and a half break, recoup, get some energy, go back out. That's kind of what we did each day. We also didn't get to visit Mount Vernon, which is George Washington's home. And yeah, just didn't get to do that because of timing. That's like a 30-35 minute Uber ride over into Virginia, so that's like the furthest thing that you kind of want to visit. If you're in DC, that's like probably, I would say, a good 3-hour trip there. I mean, there, back, spending a couple hours there. So if you're looking to go to Mount Vernon, George Washington's house, just know that it's not close to the monuments or anything. Also, we made our way down to Georgetown. You got to visit Georgetown if you've never been to DC. I mean, this is like the nicest old brick homes. I looked up prices of these homes. There was one that was like $12 million. And also the old stone house, the first house ever in Washington, D.C., is right there on the strip in Georgetown. We did eat out this incredible Italian restaurant, Filomena Ristorante. So many legends have been to this place. Hulk Hogan, presidents George Bush, Bill Clinton, Biden's, everyone has been to this restaurant. You're talking actors, Mark Wahlberg, everybody. So if you guys are in the Georgetown area, this place has over 5,300 reviews on Google with a 4.6 star rating. You have to go to this Italian restaurant. Totally worth it. And their portions are extremely large. Now, we did go down to the waterfront down by the Washington Channel, and that goes into the Potomac. It's called the Wharf, DC. There's all kinds of restaurants right there on the water as well. We went to an Italian place there too, but it wasn't really, it was kind of like a regular Italian place. It wasn't really, you know, high class, fancy or anything like that. Nothing too crazy, but there are plenty of other different options there. Mexican food, American food, everything you could possibly think of. And you're right down by the water. You can get on kayaks. You can do all kinds of things there. So definitely recommend visiting down there at least once if you do go to DC. We just took the scooters there, straight shot past the Washington Memorial, and bam, right around the corner, you're right on the water. And of course, we had to visit the coin shop, the Mint. I actually purchased the 2025 silver Morgan dollar and the 2025 silver peace dollar. I'm thinking about giving these away on the WhatNot app absolutely free, as long as you guys download the app through my personal link in the comments below or scan the QR code on the screen. Come over to the WhatNot app. You will receive $15 free credit to spend on whatever item you want to purchase on the WhatNot app from any different seller. It automatically takes the $15 off. As long as you are a first-time user, you've never downloaded the app, and you download it today through my personal link in the comments below. All right, so go get the WhatNot app, guys, and get that $15 off. We're gonna do some cool giveaways, silver giveaways coming up, gold giveaways, all kinds of giveaways coming up only on the WhatNot app. And then, of course, my Cincinnati Reds were in town, so we had to go visit and see a few innings of baseball. The night before we were leaving, we only stayed 3 or 4 innings against the Washington Nationals because, you know, we had to leave and we were already going all day. So it was a pretty exhausting day getting ready for the flight the next day. So glad to see the Cincinnati Reds knocking another Major League Baseball stadium off my list. The last one before that was Pittsburgh Pirates versus the Cincinnati Reds. Now I've seen the Nationals versus the Reds in Washington. So if you ever go to Washington, D.C., these are some of the things that I would recommend. Definitely go see all of the monuments and the buildings. Even if you can't go inside, you know, it's cool to be outside, take images of those, some videos of those buildings and monuments. Ford's Theater, we didn't get to go inside that either. The line that we did see to go inside it a few days later was rather large. So make sure you guys get those tickets online prior. I think you do have to pay a couple bucks to get into Ford's Theater to visit where Lincoln was actually shot. And then of course, you know, get tickets ahead or see if you can get tickets ahead online for places like the Capitol, the White House, Supreme Court, you know, all those places, because we didn't get to go inside those buildings and check those out. I have been to the Supreme Court, I believe, when I was on my 8th grade trip, but I don't really remember everything. So yeah, I would love to go back and visit the inside of those buildings, hit up the Jefferson Memorial. Now we could see that, of course, from a distance. The Arlington Cemetery, Mount Vernon, Air and Space, Native American, and a few other museums as well in the future. So if you guys want to see where else I'm visiting next, other coin shops that I'm going to hit up along the way, feel free to subscribe and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Free silver coin giveaways every Tuesday and Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, only on the WhatNot app. No catch, guys. Free silver giveaways. Plus, you get the $15 credit to spend on the WhatNot app. You can purchase any product from any seller and use your $15 credit today. Download the WhatNot app at the link in the comments below or scan the QR code on the screen. And don't forget to subscribe in the middle. Feel free to check out the videos to the left of me. And until tomorrow, I'll see you guys in the comment section below. This is Couch Collectibles, and this is where I disappear.